Hey everyone, Ginny from Ginny Marsh Photography here. I thought I would do a little video blog on why wedding photography is so expensive, because it's something that's come up this week and I realised that actually some people just don't know why it is so expensive and why photographers charge what they do, so I thought I'd explain to you all. So generally in this industry you kind of get what you pay for, really. Some photographers charge less, some photographers charge more. Prices do vary quite a lot, but really, from my experience anyway, being in the industry and from my own personal point of view, the photographers who charge less are generally less experienced. The more I'm in this business, the more I'm realising how much things actually cost over time. And I generally put my prices up every year because things go up in price and things cost a lot. So firstly, what are you actually paying for? Experience is one. I've been in the industry for nearly 10 years now, and I've learned a lot over that time. And time is another one, as a main one, really. So obviously on the wedding day, there's quite a long time that I would spend doing the photography. 10 to 12 hours most of the time. When I go home from a wedding, it's not even the end. Sometimes my clients say, "Hey, stay for a drink," and I have to say, "But it's not the end of my day. I've got to go back to the office and download all the photos." And it's not obviously just the wedding day. There's everything leading up to the wedding day, all the correspondence, meetings, travel, preparation, and after the wedding, not to mention the editing. So I spend quite a lot of time editing my images, and yeah, sometimes I can spend like around a week amongst other things, just on one wedding. So then there's equipment. Equipment costs a lot. It costs a lot to be a photographer, let alone a wedding photographer. There's a new camera that's just come out, which I really, really want, which is nearly £4,000. And I've got lenses that cost £1,500–2,000 each. So yeah, it's not cheap. You also have to sort of upgrade and repairs and send them off for service and things like that, which costs quite a lot. Insurance, obviously, if your equipment costs a lot, you have to insure it. I've also got professional indemnity, public liability, employer's liability insurance just to cover me, which ends up costing quite a lot per year. The advertising and marketing as well, something's got to pay for that, so that my lovely clients can find me. And the overheads as well. So, I mean, if you're working from home, then obviously you don't have many overheads. I'm actually moving my office at the end of this month to Central Farnham location, so I'm going to have a nice professional space where my clients can come and meet me. At the moment, I'm sitting in my office at my parents' house, which I would rather my clients not come to. But yeah, so I'm hoping that my clients can come and meet me in a nice professional space, see all the albums that I've got, which are really heavy and they're difficult to actually take to my clients' houses and hotels and things where I normally meet them. So yeah, overheads, office costs, and also studio costs. If photographers have a studio as well, that costs loads. So then the average cost of wedding photography is generally, I find, about £1,500. Just from my experience of all the photographers I currently know. I mean, mine varies from 925 to you could spend like £3,000 with me, really. So it really depends what your budget is and what you want to spend on your photography and what means most to you. I mean, telling a photographer that you found a cheaper photography package elsewhere is like telling a Michelin star chef that you'd rather go and get your dinner down at the local burger van. I think it depends what you want. A burger would be great for a Friday night, but really, it's a special occasion. These images last a lifetime, and it is really what's most important to you. So also, yeah, more is not always better with wedding photography. You know, some photographers offer a lot within the package. Some photographers offer a minimal amount. Generally, I'd say spend as much as you can on time coverage. I always say to my wedding clients, if you can't afford an album within your wedding package, you can always buy it at a later date. That's absolutely fine. The main priority is to spend as much as you can afford on the time that I'm at a wedding day, because you can't get that back. Whereas you can buy a wedding album later down the line. So yeah, it depends on what your budget is, and again, what's most important to you, really. Ultimately, I think you should go with your gut instinct and, you know, meet loads of photographers. Who It depends who you get on best with, who you feel most comfortable with, and ultimately you've got to imagine yourself in their images. So make sure you see a full set of images from your photographer. But yeah, it really is kind of down to gut instinct at the end, and who you feel most comfortable with. You've got to feel comfortable with your wedding photographer, and you've got to love their images, and that is all of their images you've got to love. So yeah, finally, just remember, the cake gets eaten, the flowers die, but your wedding photos last a lifetime. So just remember that. Make the right decision for you, and good luck with it all. I've written a blog about all this with loads more information on it, so if you haven't read it yet, give it a read. Thank you, bye.